Welcome to Realms Unknown. This is Impossibilities, our Home-Brew Delta Green campaign. We thank you for joining and hope you enjoy.
What are you guys doing with all that propane?
Don't worry about it.
Barbecue?
Do the banks have a nanny by chance?
No,
It's in me and his room. You don't share a room with us, so you don't know it exists. Thank you
No, I
very
put
much.
it out around the side. I didn't store it in
Excuse
the room.
me. Why would you
Nah.
curse me like that?
Yeah, you're with Kuro.
I'll remember this.
That's okay. We switch every time. It's your turn.
It wasn't my turn.
It was
Anyhow.
Gek's turn, but whatever. The Gek knew that I'd have something to say.
You notice, Kuro, that we take turns rooming with you?
Yeah, because only so few people get the pleasure of it.
Yeah, that's
Sure.
why.
That's exactly why.
Please don't feed his ego. I have to deal with it tonight.
Nah, it's funner this way. You did it to me last time.
Did I
did
ever
not
tell
do
you,
it last
boys?
time.
He reminds
tell
us
you-
constantly that his girth is too much, so you have nothing to worry about.
Did I ever tell you, boys, about where I was during World War II?
Yup, and I walk
Imagine
away.
what I can make on
I
a
turn
turbo.
off the mic.
Did I tell you where I was before I was working for this department?
You probably have, but I forget.
I'll tell you the exact same thing every time. It's classified. So stop going on about your record. I'd like to ask them to please. I would like to ask the sheriff to come with us because I feel the kid would be significantly more comfortable with the sheriff of the town, who is probably somewhat more familiar than 2 to 4 heavily aimed federal forces. One of which is walking around with like a sniper, and the other guy has a grenade launcher.
I don't have a grenade launcher. I just have a
Wasn't talking about
shotgun
you.
and an assault rifle. Oh, you're going.
Oh, no,
I would-
I keep the assault rifle and the pistol on me. This is an open carry state, right?
Doesn't matter. You're federal agents.
All right.
Yeah, and I don't think the sheriff would have any issues. Just make sure that the explosives are all labeled smoke grenades and flashbangs.
who's going to
go
the
ahead.
sheriff's office?
I'm dragging Kuro with us.
Oh,
Okay,
It's his job to deal with the civilians. That's all he's good for.
You know that's not true.
so
That's what I'm saying.
Agent Click and Agent Kuro are back at the sheriff's office. Sheriff looks up as you walk in. Ah, agents.
Yeah, been a long time, Sheriff.
Yeah,
We'd like to tear you away from your work for a moment. We'd like you to accompany us to talk to a child. Figure he'd be more comfortable with a friendly face in tow rather than a couple heavily armed
thank goodness.
federal agents.
I'm dying to get out of here. Stretch my legs.
Perfect. Let's stretch your legs.
And he leads you. You guys want to take my car?
Sure. Yeah, we don't need to take the helicopter this time. Let's take the car.
Yeah, he drives you guys to a small trailer park just south of the map and pulls up to a little awfully pink trailer park trailer. Single wide.
Do you want me to do the talking here, Click, or can you handle it?
Go for it. I may have some questions. Well, I might have some questions, but
How would you like me to start this interview with the brat kid?
you really don't want my experience when it comes to these kind of things with a child. So I would definitely leave it up to you.
Well, what should I
You take
ask
point.
him? What should I ask him?
What did he see
With the lights?
with the lights? What did he and his friends do related to the lights?
All right, I'll ask the kid what him and his fermented sperm, his friends did, and what they saw.
So you guys go up and knock on the door. Kid answers. Oh, hey, Sheriff. Who are these guys? Am I in some sort of trouble again? No, boys. You're not in trouble. These guys just have a couple questions for you.
How old's this kid? How old does he look?
Like 17.
Oh, he's not a kid. I could just talk to him.
Oh, I thought you were like a 10-year-old kid or something when you were saying kid.
Yeah, you say kid. I think like a 12-year-old.
He's like 17.
All right,
It's a
that means
teenager.
Okay.
Never mind. Time to bring it to
Barely.
mitigation
He's
tactic.
barely a
Questions.
teenager. He's almost an adult. Hey,
Still
kid.
child in America.
Hey, kid. Got a couple questions for you. We heard you saw some lights over the lake.
Yeah, that
Care to
was.
clarify? What'd you see? What'd they do? What'd you do?
Well, sorry, you caught me in the middle of a nap.
How unfortunate. Anyways,
Me and my buddies were camping over there on the other side of the lake a couple weeks
Oh, yeah.
back,
Oh yeah.
and we heard stories about the lights, but we never seen them until that night. There was about 3 of them up in the sky above the lake, darting around, zigzagging back and forth. 2 of them took off north, I think, and the third one shot down into the lake and submerged itself, and then it was gone.
Submerged itself, you say.
Yeah, like went into the water.
What happened next?
Yeah, that was pretty much it. That's all we seen. Didn't come back out. We were there for the rest of the night. We probably stayed up another 4 hours, and we didn't see it come out.
That was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that was a couple weeks ago.
As the hamster wheel turns in Kuro's brain, he kind of turns over towards Click.
Have you and your friends seen anything recently? Beyond before the fog, the days leading up to it?
No, we didn't go back to the campsite after that.
And which campsite was it exactly? I asked.
It was on the, I think it's only one campground.
The one I was just at.
Like we were camped on the south end of the campground.
Right off the water.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're turning towards me, but I wanted to ask before I forgot. Can I do humid just to see if there's like hiding anything or?
What? Yeah, you can. That's not what a human does, kind of really, but yeah.
Wait, isn't it? I thought humid was like the looking into somebody and figuring out.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can. Yeah, they're hiding something. Yeah, for sure. Real human.
Well, if it's a different skill, I can definitely do that.
No, it's human.
All right, that is a 10 out of 10.
I know.
Damn.
Nice. He seems
Strong roll.
He seems a little shooken up talking about it, especially when he mentioned his friends. It doesn't seem like he's hiding anything about the lights, though. As you guys know, his friends are dead.
Yeah. I can't think of anything, especially since he seems to be on the up and up. I have no more leads in town personally. Except maybe the water tower, purely because it's not in the middle of town. It also looks like a great vantage point for me. If anything were to happen. It also means terribly in my certain debt if something were to happen to it.
I think I'm also gonna talk to the people at the zoo before it gets too late in the day and see if they're a little off or if they look normal. Seem normal.
Look at the animals and see if they made a platypus.
Also, are we going to dive today?
I don't think we're diving.
I don't think diving would be a wise
Kente
idea.
kind of made it clear he didn't really want to go in there with something big, and once it's the size of an elephant, we heard that an elephant got abducted. I think Kente's less thrilled about the idea of going in that water.
Fair enough. Should we burn the school down?
That
has worked three out of the 5 times we've done it.
Is there school today?
No, those are for cults. Those are for
Is it a-
cults, Click.
Is
Oh,
it a
is it
weekday?
called?
Yeah, it's a weekday. This school.
I mean, if we burn the school down, there will be a lot less victims
No.
tonight.
No.
That
Why
would
would
be
there
the
be-
hospital after all.
Exactly.
I
Let's take this
assume
place
we're
tomorrow.
in. You guys have come back to the motel when
Definitely.
we're
Yeah.
having this conversation.
And you guys still
So,
haven't
I
started
think
cooking the meat,
I've
so I'm
told-
like, really,
I think-
what's all this propane for?
I don't know. A guy down the way just bought a whole bunch of propane. I don't know.
Could I humid that?
Yeah. Sure, go ahead. You want to roll persuade? William?
So
If he's human and I got to roll persuade, what'd you do?
I passed
What'd you pass at?
39,
Out of
54.
at 22 out of 40.
Price is Right rules.
I got the
crit.
higher I got
Oh,
the
but
higher
he-
success. It's contested.
But critical.
But he did crit. How does that work?
I
Still
don't
lower
know.
than you, though. They go against each other. Whoever rolls highest
But
knows
it's
No,
a
critical
what.
hits are on that table.
You would have had to get a higher crit.
Nah, fuck.
You see, I have a shit-eating grin on my face, but you can't tell it's because of propane or because of other things that I may or may have not done in your room.
I
Because
checked
you
my
see,
bag.
your door is slightly ajar. And realistically, all Kennel did was slightly ajar the door. And that's all he
Beats
did.
his success. Sorry.
Right.
Critical piece of success.
Of course.
Okay.
All right. All right.
All right. So, Kennel and
The Gek.
the gecko. Why are
Cannon, that's his
names
name.
always so hard to remember?
Kente,
Kente.
click.
I was gonna say Kante. Kente. You guys are going to the zoo, I assume?
I'm gonna drag him along with to the zoo with me. I want to go see if this place has been taken over by extraterrestrials in the freaking 68 years that after the abduction.
Alright, so you guys
Because
are.
it feels weird that this place has a zoo to begin with.
It kind of does, right?
Mm-hmm.
A place that has one bar has a zoo? Like, what are they keeping in there?
Oh, look at it.
How the fuck do they get an elephant up here?
It's there for story reasons.
All right, if it's there for story reasons, let them uncover it.
It might
Yeah,
not,
I'm going
well,
there.
maybe not story reasons, but yeah, whatever. You guys are at the zoo.
Thematic reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I'll walk around and see if I can find like the current owner. I'm looking at the workers to see if they're tripping my "this don't look right" radar from other missions we've done.
Roll human.
Oh my god, that's a fail. That is
You wasted
that is
your crit.
well over. Yes, it did. You made me waste my crit, you bastard. That's your this roll is your fault. I rolled a 94 over
94.
40.
Does
Not a critical fail, but it's
Kente
bad.
roll human on the zookeepers?
Okay, let's see if I get underneath a 10. Yeah, I have 70 over. Oh no,
Yeah.
wait. That's 7 because it's no.
007?
Yeah, 007.
Yeah, that's 7.
Seven.
So you got a 7
Okay,
under
I do
10.
make
That's a
it.
success. That's a success.
Fucking thought he got a 70.
Some of these zookeepers look a little weird, but like just kind of like awkward people. You know what I mean?
They're not tripping the unnatural radar.
Not tripping the unnatural radar.
They look weird like they fuck animals, or they look weird like they're inbred?
No, they look,
You just can't stop, can you, buddy?
no, you can't.
You can't say they look weird and not give clarification. I
I
need.
said they look like this, just like they're kind of awkward
Just awkward
people. You know,
people.
Okay.
not
Okay.
super social.
They don't look weird as if they're not human, buddy. No unnatural radar pingies.
Okay.
Come on now.
Okay.
You know, it doesn't look like they fuck animals. Fucking sick bastard.
I asked the
Okay,
question. I'm
yeah.
not saying I fucked the animal.
You make us wonder.
How? Okay, whatever. Keep doing your investigation.
That's what I thought, mister. I'm walking to the water tower.
You guys are heading to
No,
the water
No,
tower?
I said that as a joke. Like, if there was anything, that's the only thing I want to do, purely for the vantage point.
Okay, so
Well,
if we're not going to the water tower, you guys have nothing else you want to check
I
out right
think
now?
I'd go to the zoo with him as well, because the zoo's probably a fairly large place, thinking about it.
So did we all meet at the zoo then?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys check
Or
out
you guys
the
could have
zoo.
gone to the zoo while we were questioning the child.
While we were
Mhm.
harassing the boy.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
Alright, so you're all back at the Hotel Motel Holiday Inn.
Yeah. So the zoo was pretty well nothing, I assume. It's just a zoo.
Yeah, it's just a regular old zoo. Looks like the elephant exhibit is empty and has been refurbished
Into other things.
to other
Have
things.
Is it a sealed area or is it outside and have they had deaths? Are they targeting humans or animals as well?
They have had deaths. Animals have been targeted as well.
Okay. So they make sure they're all brought in now and don't leave them outside.
Yep.
I think before I go back to the motel, I'm going to take a sample of the lake water and run it through my analyzer and let that just tick off in the background because it's a 90s computer. So you can just hear the. Bunch of us know the wonderful old sounds of analog.
Dial-up sounds.
Yeah.
It makes dial-up internet even though it's not connected.
As far as you know.
All right.
90s military tech.
So anything else you guys want to do? We got daylight.
Do we have cameras, portable cameras by chance? We could set up or
All set up
acquire
video cameras and stuff or something.
overnight, so that we hopefully see something.
I gave you guys a whole day to figure out what kind of equipment you wanted to bring.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I literally just I didn't know what we would need until we got here.
Roll luck.
There was no briefing.
Yeah,
Nothing. We didn't know what we were getting into.
Roll luck.
51.
You guys
You
did not.
burnt our luck roll.
You guys did not bring cameras.
Does the hardware store have any? Or does the store have any?
Maybe.
Do you want another luck roll for the store?
No.
No.
Is there a way I could push it and like drain my sanity or life? I guess.
Can't
Are we
push
gonna
luck.
are we gonna sleep through the
Willpower.
night, or should we stay somewhere? I don't think we should stay in the motel room because the motel is, frankly, if anything happens, we're kind of screwed.
Is the hotel or is the
Motel.
hospital multi-story?
Yep.
I think we should probably go to the top floor of the hospital. We'd get a good vantage because it's right on the water.
And we're gonna camp out on the top floor of it.
Not the roof.
Not on the roof, but I think we
Okay.
should commandeer a couple rooms so we can get a view of what happens. But at the same time, the fog rolls in, we won't be able to see much.
Nope.
No,
At
probably
least
not.
I could take. Oh, maybe we should be in the air for when the fog comes in.
Can't stay in the air the whole night though.
How did it say how long the fog sticks around?
All
6 rounds
night.
till dawn.
All night.
Almost all night.
You would have to hope he has enough fuel left to watch what happens
How
and
much?
then go land at a different airport and come back tomorrow.
How far is the nearest airport?
Miles. Too far.
Miles. Try to be fine.
No, it's too far.
Too far.
I think he's got enough fuel at this point to get us back.
Probably.
Yeah.
We did a little bit of joyriding.
Relatively close though. They can move pretty fast. But
I mean, I could just fly and hover above all night, but it makes me a pretty big target if the fog decides to rise.
yeah. No, yeah. I'd like to get a vantage point at the lake, set up my sniper thing, and start taking a look.
I got an idea. We should set up a glass box in the middle of the street. And one of us should stand in the box. Not me. I came up with the idea.
We don't have
You-
the technology to create a glass box in the middle of the
There's a hardware
storage.
store. They have windows and they have wood.
Your
I'm not
idea?
making a box to sit in, boss.
No,
I'll sit in my motel room
no. Let us make
with
the box
my
and toss
meat
him
on
in.
a hook, and I'm going to observe tonight and see what happens. And we just hope every civilian in this town stays inside tonight so nobody else dies. So I want to try and put eyes on what we're dealing with.
Click, I got another idea.
Help us all.
Let's go hunting.
Absolutely not.
If we go into the forest, we find a buck really quick. We take it, we put it in the middle of the road, and we watch what happens. I don't know if it'll attack just meat or if it wants some kind of body.
What time is it?
I think it's noon.
Oh, it's noon. I thought it was later in the day.
I literally bought supplies to hang a goddamn piece of meat outside my motel window.
If I
Wait, that's-
look
You were
outside,
watching me set it up.
if I look outside, do I see a deer?
No.
That's not
I-
out of the
so I-
ordinary. We're in the
Okay,
forest.
so would does he? Let me see the map again. Barbershop, hardware store. Does the zoo have darts?
Tranquilizer darts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like to commandeer some.
Okay.
In a trank gun?
Yeah, well, I'm assuming I can shoot out of sniper?
Different caliber, probably.
You got
If
5.
you shoot
Lot
a
of great guns are
trank
from air
round
guns.
out of a sniper, you're gonna kill it. It's gonna go through the animal.
Yeah, usually it's air pressured.
I
right?
don't think that would kill a bug. I'd like to. Depends on your shot. Yeah, I would like to then borrow a gun as well, and then to go hunting. He's right. I'll try for about. If I can't find anything by 4 o'clock, I'm definitely back in town by 5.
Okay,
All right,
roll later.
let's do a hunting check.
Bonus or
Can I-
negative?
Flat.
That is an 8.
Alright. You see a young buck.
With
Yeah,
like 20 holes in it, dead on the ground.
He
Or we
rolled
just
an
find
8,
like
not dead.
a forest full of hole-ridden animal
There
corpses.
is. Yeah. Yeah, it's a live one.
It's a live one. Shooting gun, I assume, or firearms.
Yeah. Firearms.
That is a 13 under 80.
Fucking nailed it.
Hey,
It
you
runs
pumped
for
up your
about-
firearms.
It runs for about 20 feet and it drops.
Excellent. Kilo, your idea, you did heavy lifting.
What?
I go and I pick it up and throw it over my shoulder. And just walk back to the motel with it.
I could do
We
this.
talking like a white-tailed deer, or are we talking like
a young buck.
Yeah, a white-tailed deer, sure.
is that?
I have a strength of 95. Fuck with me.
Yeah.
Not all of us are superhuman.
Oh yeah, because that makes you so strong. That's a 300-pound animal you
If
just
I
slung over your
remind
shoulder.
you, he does have superhuman strength and agility.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could probably throw this thing like a fucking basketball if I wanted to.
So, what are you doing with this deer?
How long will the trank work? Keep it out for
3 hours.
3 hours.
You got
So we're
5
gonna
darts.
need to retrank it.
Yeah,
So you've got 4 darts now
4 darts.
left.
What time would I get it?
You got it around, we'll say 3 p.m.
Okay,
So
so
I
if we trank it again at about 4:30, might be
No.
asleep for another 3 hours, and then it'll
No,
wake
that
up as the fog comes in.
That could do an overdose.
Could do an overdose.
I'd say just wait until closer to 6, and I think on top of the hospital, on top of a tarp.
Don't you want to watch it?
Yeah, I think we want to watch it. I think we put it in front of a room.
Well, I don't think the hospital will be very happy we did it in front of the hospital. The school, the kids will love us for closing school for a week while they clean everything up.
In the parking lot of the
could-
school.
Yeah.
We could stake out the post office. We'll get a pretty good view of the lake. And if we have it right in front of the post office and we watch it kind of happen, we could maybe see it before the fog engulfs it too much.
Yeah.
How does natural fog react to fire?
What?
Fire.
It's
See, that's
it
what
moves
really-
with air currents.
it's water droplets suspended in air.
So does it put out a fire?
It doesn't put out a fire, but the fire would probably illuminate it, making it harder to see.
Yeah, harder to see through.
Just like when
Yeah.
you turn your high beams on in your car when it's foggy, it'll probably make like a sheet.
Yeah, fair.
What
I
are
was
you
trying
doing
to think.
with this deer?
Yeah, leave it in front of the post office. I guess.
Tie it up
Yeah, tie it up.
so it can't run.
Yeah.
Oh, not necessarily. If as long as we keep it under, it doesn't matter if it runs. If it gets up and runs, it's 9 o'clock. I have no issue with it surviving.
All right.
Alright. So you guys are posting up in the post office?
Yeah.
I
I
guess
think
so.
that's us until the fog rolls in. You guys
Wait,
have
wait.
anything else you two want to do?
No, I think I'm ready.
I mean, I don't
Grab
know
a
what
classic
we do
coffee.
top floor, but we'll do what we can.
Are you gonna bring your hunk of meat?
Well, now that you got a deer to sit outside, I don't need the hunk of meat, but I will
Well,
try
I
to
thought-
get near a window so I can get
I-
a closer look.
I thought you said the hunk of meat was for cooking, anyways. That's what all
No.
the propane's for.
Yeah, sure. As
That's
I
what he
hang
said.
frickin' meat outside the window of the post office so I can see it, even
Alright.
if the fog's thick.
So you got the hunk of meat.
Alright.
You got the deer.
Hanging outside, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And
now
we're waiting
about
for the fog.
7:30, and you guys see Well, around 7 o'clock, you can kind of start to see the fog accumulate on top of the water of the lake.
I would like.
Nothing's in the sky.
Not yet, no. And then,
I would like to keep an eye on it with 3D scope if I see anything.
yeah, as the fog reaches the shoreline and starts to creep onto the land, you notice. Give me alertness rolls.
Bonus? No bonus.
Yeah, you get your bonus with the scope if you're using it.
53 over
Fuck.
80.
60.
Under 80.
Yeah. 11
Over
under
50.
43.
I swear I rolled different dice. I got a 7 under 60.
Hey!
Alright,
No,
so
why are you
everybody
changing your dice?
succeeded? Everybody succeeded.
I failed.
You failed? Okay,
I
so
critted. I critted myself.
you did. Good job. I was so proud of you.
Yay!
Daddy's proud.
Fuck off.
It's literally what he's called in the channel.
I know it is.
Everybody that succeeded sees a bright light exit the lake through the fog and shoot up into the sky. And Kuro, you see it dart to the west.
Okay.
Towards the campground?
Campground was north.
Well, we're just outside of the lake, so technically the west would be north of us, but alright.
Also fair.
As the fog creeps further and further, it engulfs the post office, moves along, and then shortly after that, you all see little black wisps that kind of dance and twirl through the air. A group of them gathers around this deer as it starts to kind of stir and wake up. And as it makes its way to its feet, the hoofs, before it has a chance to really take in its surroundings and move, these wisps start to dart through it at lightning fast speed. Blood splatters all over the ground as they exit the other side. This is about maybe 6 of these little black wisps.
Are there more than 6 of wisps that we can see around, though?
There are, yeah. And they're traveling in the fog, traveling out with the fog.
How big are the wisps?
They're size of your
Looney
finger.
size?
Yeah,
Finger? So bigger, smaller than the holes.
maybe you got little fingers.
But you said these things were loony
I was
size.
thinking like length. They're
Oh,
big, right? And yeah.
So, do they seem to have any physical form, or do we only see them as black wisps?
That's what you see is black wisps. They can't really. You can roll alertness. Yes. Anybody wants to.
Darting through my thing near the window so we can actually maybe get a better look at them?
They don't seem interested in the hunk of meat.
Yeah,
Well,
hunting was worth it.
So 54 under 60 is what I got.
Hey.
Under 60. Kente walks up to the window and squints. Gets as close as he can. His nose almost pressed against the glass. And you can tell that there is some sort of, almost looks like a kind of resembles a leech.
A witch?
A leech,
Oh, a leech.
yeah. In
well,
this,
that's creepy.
in the mist, in the little black wisps.
Sweet. Demon leeches.
They dart through this deer until it drops, and then they go back to frantically dancing and waiting in the mist.
They never run into the windows or doors or any of that stuff.
the ground.
Seem to.
So, just to clarify, you went hunting and you killed a deer.
No,
No,
they
not
tranquilized a
We
deer.
tranquilized it so it's still alive.
They're only going
Yeah.
after live feed. They won't go after the thing I put at the window.
So it was live feeding. And for whatever reason, a tent barrier, like a cloth barrier, is not enough, but something like a wall or window is enough to keep them away, is what we're seeing.
I
Mhm.
suppose so.
Electricity.
Maybe it could smell and feel the vibrations of something moving.
They might see electricity.
They might have had the tent door open and said it was shredded.
I'm wondering, are they maybe it's what about heat? Because the hunk of meat wouldn't have any heat signature, but a deer would.
I think they more so feel the life, or else they would be attacking the houses. Because houses are warm, warmer than bodies are.
True.
No, unless they're blind. They can only see heat and they don't want to just attack through the house because there's no point spending all the effort. So I guess
we
you
could
can try the
test
glass.
electrical impulses and stuff.
Yeah.
Not tonight. But that's
can
creepy as shit.
Build the glass clay Kuro.
Hey, Kuro, you never seen anything like these, right?
Never seen anything like these. And as you see Kuro looking deep, deep into the mist, does he see anything above the lake, maybe? The shadow of something that might be giving them commands?
Roll witness.
Well, that was close. 42 under 43.
Nice.
Damn.
That was so fucking close. I saw the 40 and my heart dropped.
Actually, it should be at a negative. Should be at a negative 20.
Because of
Because the fire.
shitty site conditions.
Yeah.
Can I roll again? Since you didn't impose the negative?
No.
That wouldn't have changed anything.
I know it won't. And I have even less of a chance.
No, you can't. So you don't
Alright.
see. You don't see anything
Alright.
deep in the fog on the lake.
I'm assuming you guys said you saw the saucer take off from the lake.
Yeah.
I saw something, not necessarily
light.
a saucer.
If I look up, does it look like the fog continues forever, or is it just like a low-hanging fog?
It goes pretty far up. You can't see the end of it.
Okay.
I wonder if we should call this into the high ups and see if they can get something to do a flyover and see if we can catch this thing coming back.
Maybe satellite.
Hey, you with the fancy scope, do you have thermal imaging on it?
No.
Thermal imaging existed in '96.
Probably.
Yeah, they had it forever. I thought about it, but I got the other one because it's more useful overall.
I was just wondering if these things gave off any heat signature or something like that.
I feel like if you know that we're facing something in a forest, that you would have brought a thermal with us. For a sniper, it seems like that would be something that you might have, even though
Maybe not on your
person
scope,
playing-
but for like a spotter, right? Because you'd
yeah,
have like a spotter scope, yeah.
I feel like that's something you'd probably have as a sniper.
But it's up to Mr. David.
Yeah.
Roll luck again.
I agree for dramatic reasons.
Do I get bonus because it makes sense, but I am myself not a sniper, so I would not have thought about it.
Bonuses on luck checks. What game
Yes.
is this? Is Delta
Just
3.
roll flat
excuse
luck.
Nah, it's
Before
just
you
Sure,
decide
luck.
to give you a negative, just roll.
Oh, no.
Just a flat roll.
84.
50-50.
Ah,
So that's why I was hoping it would say yes, you take a 40 because it makes sense for a sniper.
84.
but you just said you're not a sniper.
Yeah.
Even if I gave you 40, well, I guess 40% would have been 90.
Yeah. My character is. I am not, personally.
I was thinking about giving you 20%, but
Can I push it? Isn't that a thing we can do?
you can't push
You
luck
can't
rolls.
push luck.
Oh.
Luck insanity you can't push.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
If I do a blood sacrifice, cough, hero, cough, to some dark gods, can they give me a... I
You
will
try
get
and
him here and
activate
now.
And opening the door of the post office, that would be really quick at ending the session.
That
You
is
try-
true, and we have to end it tonight. So yes, I'm gonna go open it.
So you guys spend the night
observing these black air leeches and being terrified.
Yeah. Around 3:30, the fog dissipates. Starts to dissipate and it's gone by 4.
At that point, I actually go to sleep because we lived.
I'll
Yes.
stay up. Did the light ever come back?
Nope.
No?
Too much fog.
Well, even if there's fog, you'd still be able to tell if there was a light somewhere behind it.
Hmm. And you never seen it come back.
Okay. I think once the fog dissipates, I'll kind of wait like 5 minutes to make sure there's no more wisps or anything. And I might just do kind of a flyby of the lake to see if I see it, the giant oval sinking down again, same as we saw last morning.
You know, let's roll alertness again. That's my favorite roll.
Can I roll search since I kind of know what I'm searching for and the area that it'll be?
I think
'Cause
search
I'm-
is,
No investigation on this one.
search is more like investigate. Like investigating.
Well, I'm trying to. I know what I'm looking for and where I saw it last. That's why I'm asking.
Your search a lot better.
It is.
Yeah, that's why you're asking.
Can I?
It's almost double.
Can I roll alertness as well? Because I would have
Yeah.
also approached.
You're not flying with me.
You're sorry. You're going out.
Yeah, I'm flying over the water.
Once the mist goes away.
Yeah, but I can at least keep an eye on the area.
Oh yeah,
That's
With
follow
a
me with a
scope.
scope just in case something comes out.
Yeah. Because you were also able to look through even when the fog was up, which is a negative penalty.
Yeah, I am going to roll, and then you can tell me if it's alertness or search to search for something.
And can I roll as well?
Just because you're searching with your eyes doesn't mean you're actually using a search roll. Search roll's like rooting through shelves and shit.
Finding
Yeah.
So,
things that are concealed or obscured from plain sight. Searching a scene may not require the search skill, only time and effort.
So I'm gonna
I
cut
think-
you off
I
there,
think
Mr.
I do
David.
that.
It doesn't matter which one you pick. I got a 26.
Nice. Okay. I think I
And-
you could use. I think you could use search for that. It doesn't really specify that it's like searching.
So it does say you can do it without a roll, which does make it seem like you say if you spend time rooting through everything, you will find what's there to be found.
Yeah.
But he's just looking. But sorry, can I also roll as well?
Yeah.
And that is an 8 under 80.
God damn! Look at this guy. We see exactly where this thing is.
It also
If it's there, though.
suggests the handler may roll the search attempts so that you don't know whether your agent succeeded or failed.
That's
Ooh.
terrifying.
But it makes sense.
It does make sense.
Also requires him
especially
to know our
thematically.
character sheets in and out.
I do have you guys' character sheets.
Well, no, he always just
You
simply asks,
do.
"What is your
Oh
skill?"
yeah, you guys have
And then
these are new sheets. That's right, never mind.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could just ask
So,
you your rating.
We both success.
You said you waited like 5 minutes for the fog to dissipate. There's still like a little bit of fog on the lake,
Yeah.
and you can see before you get too close, you see there is a mass in the center of the lake,
Yeah.
and you can see the wisps.
Does the
floating.
mass look like it's made of the wisp?
No, let me continue. It's floating in the middle of the water, just kind of peeking up over the top, just sticking out a little bit, and you can see the wisps darting around above it. They kind of land on it, take off, and then land back on it, and you can kind of faintly see them wiggling around on top of it.
So it's more likely like a hive. Interesting.
And then after the last few wisps land, it submerges
Does that land inside of it or on the outside of it?
on the outside of it, on the top of it.
And just to confirm, at this point, there is no fog over the lake.
Yeah, it's like all dissipating.
I mean, that makes it nice and simple for us tomorrow night.
So
Have a bird in the air, ready for airstrike.
If an airstrike will even work, gotta see what you're hitting.
Center of the lake. And look, if they could do it in World War II with this bozo, point towards Kuro, being a part of it, I'm sure we can manage today.
the thing that troubles me isn't the thing in the lake. It's the thing that was in the lake that probably put it there.
We can keep an eye out overnight for the rest of the night until morning to see if it comes back.
I plan to.
All gives us shit to think about for tomorrow. But I'm getting some shut-eye.
Yeah, you sleep, Kennel. You need your beauty rest. You need a
Damn
lot of
right.
beauty rest.
Yeah, there's never enough. I'm ugly as fuck. Just puts his hat down and goes to sleep in the post office.
Not ugly, just an acquired taste.
Do we try and rush out another day, or do we pick this up at another point?
I think we need to come up with a plan.
Well, if we wait till dawn, and a bit past dawn, does it come back at all? Do we see the light coming in?
No.
Can I kind of like go to the edge of the lake and look over the horizon to see if I could find anywhere where it might have hid? Caves.
Wait,
I
went
don't
straight up
know.
in the air, didn't it?
No, it went west.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you go to the edge of the water and you look west, and there's just a big old mountain there.
It's a big old mountain.
Can't really see past it.
That's what I kind of figured. I thought it was worth a try, though. We'll go back to the post office, regroup. Are people starting to come out of their houses, or is it still a pretty sleepy town right now?
It's after 6 now, because you guys waited till dawn. People are starting to come out and about.
Was there anyone caught out or killed inside your house?
Nope. Nobody got caught out last night. Seems like the first night we haven't had any casualties lost.
What do you guys think we should do for tomorrow night?
I think we should ask for an airstrike on the lake. Even if it doesn't kill it,
We need to-
damn it,
I
wounding
think we
him,
need
like,
to ask for at least a flyby if
Yeah.
they can manage it for see whatever UFOs leaving the lake.
Sorry, which state are we in again?
I didn't disclose that.
It's fine.
Well,
I assume, is there a U.S. military air base of some sort in anywhere nearby? I'm pretty sure the American Air Force has been able to cover the entirety of America since like the 60s, if not earlier. So,
Yeah.
so I'm sure we get somebody.
Yeah. We'll say there is.
We could just pass it up the chain and ask. I don't think we're getting an airstrike on U.S. soil.
I mean, pretty sure this happened before.
Well, there's probably not going to be another war for at least, 10 years, 15 years.
Hopefully, after the last war, it'll be the last major one. Granted, the America's been at war since forever. Wait, when didn't the Soviet Union just fall?
I don't know.
That's not relevant.
True. Sorry, I was reading about it recently, so I thought
Not
about
relevant.
it. You're right with the airstrike. I mean, obviously, there's a gas explosion. That's the normal excuse, isn't it?
I mean, the only way to really stop it is try and take out the thing on the lake when it comes up to
No.
release the fog or pull the fog in.
Pull the fog in. That's what I mean. If we have someone here around 3:30, 4 o'clock, and it comes up and it's vulnerable. I mean, even a pair of Apache helicopters nearby just come up and strafing it with guns and bullets and explosives would hopefully be more than enough.
It's where this is a Delta Green op, man. We can't just use all the military resources you're used to. You know that.
I think we're the resource that has to get rid of this. I don't think there's anything else that we can gather.
We don't normally have to deal with stuff in the center of a lake, though. How far is the center of the lake from the shore?
Say it's 150 feet.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. I can shoot it without issue. Whether I have a high enough caliber to do anything is a different story.
Mm-hmm.
I think
So you
tomorrow
think
night
of
we
getting
set
on
up
top of
here.
the hospital and busting down rounds?
Yeah,
Scaring the shit out of the townsfolk for maybe?
for a maybe. Do you have any other ideas? We can try to head west and find wherever the light went to.
I think we got to try and figure out how to deal with what's in the lake. I just don't know how to do that.
I've got an idea that you might like, Gek. You like explosives, right?
Okay.
Kente.
Kente? We could make a couple propane buoys around where that thing might surface. Hopefully, when it comes up, it's close enough to one, and then our buddy Click here might be able to burn it up a little bit.
Mr.
Thoughts,
Kente.
opinions?
Yeah, sorry, I heard click, and was that referring to me?
Yeah, I said that we could use your expertise, rig some propane explosives around where the thing might surface, and then Click could shoot them.
Oh,
And
I see.
maybe
Yes,
scorch the thing a little bit.
I'd be down with that.
We might need to buy the
think we gotta
hardware
try and get
store out of
Something
all their
inside of
propane.
whatever the hell's in that lake. If you're saying there's something in the lake.
It seems like it's a hive.
Well, I know kicking a hornet's nest never worked out well when I was a fucking kid.
If I
Generally
had,
just made all the hornets really fucking pissed off.
Have you tried using
Yeah.
high explosives?
Well,
Still
to
made them
be
pissed
honest,
off.
if you're getting rid of a wasp nest, you want to go and put a bag around it, and then either, well, you could burn it, but it's not going to burn in the lake.
so if I had to guess, this nest is probably made out of flesh. It's probably made of all the disappearing animals and all that stuff. And those leeches are just living inside of it. So, is there anything that you could think of that might eat a bunch of flesh regardless of water?
Piranhas?
Yes, we need an aircraft carrier full of piranhas.
I mean, phosphorus interacts with water potassium in a very violent way, but you'd have to get it under the water.
Termite?
That's not going to help.
The thermite would make a pretty angry explosive as well.
Doesn't that burn
thermite-
underwater?
Thermite would burn underwater, just make it really hot, though.
Yeah.
Fire deals with most things, which gets certain enough temperatures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can try and engineer the heat of the sun and see if I could do that again.
No, it's okay.
We want to save the town, not turn this valley into a burnt-out husk.
It wasn't burnt out, it was just leveled and obliterated.
And boiling.
Do we...
It was only boiling for about 10 seconds. What are you thinking there, Kennel?
Thinking how you get sidetracked every 30 seconds there, boss.
I'm thinking about how we blow up something pretty big
I know,
in
with
the
anything we
fog,
got with us.
in the water. Did anyone bring a mortar?
Couldn't fit it.
It would be that far away. I don't think a mortar would work anyways.
Mortars was a light mortar is 2 kilometers. A normal mortar is, I think, 5.
If we could set up a mortar on the top of the hospital, we could put some kind of incendiary explosive payload in it. Hopefully,
get it
with
on
the
top of the
trajectory,
hospital.
it could bury itself deep enough in.
You're still going to be dealing with the water is the issue.
But if it buries itself inside and we use thermite as accelerator, it might just be enough to work.
Trying to get a propane tank in the center of that thing before we start hitting it with stuff. Something. I don't know.
Do a net propane tank, attach them so that they all float out
I mean,
there. And so when it comes
They're
out,
like
they'll
an
get on it.
insect. I don't know many insects that like salt. Especially things like leeches.
I don't think we have enough salt to salt the entire lake.
It's not the lake, just the center of that fucking thing.
Mm. Molten salt.
Molten salt deals with a lot of shit, but, you know.
Termite deals with a lot of shit.
Yeah, well, do you got thermite with you?
I'm sure we could make some.
I don't know
We
how
can
you
make
make
it
thermite
an-
in the middle of
Yeah.
boonies, but
Can
Well, it's-
I go to the middle of the lake and just start going down?
You gonna fly into the lake?
Yeah, I want to start like kind of going down into the lake.
this Kuro just fucked off from our conversation and flies away.
He knows he has fire, right? He's surviving this.
Kuro doesn't need to breathe oxygen, I'm assuming, so he can just do this.
I had to check my backstory. I do
Yeah.
not.
That is good.
So there's a difference between not needing oxygen and not needing water in your lungs?
Let's
'Cause
see.
I'm
Where
pretty
is
sure.
it?
I'm pretty sure that if someone were to
I
pour water
do
down,
not need. I do not breathe.
yes.
Period.
Who lives off sunlight?
I'm sorry. Are you the last son of Krypton by chance?
I live off photosynthesis.
It's like a
He
plant.
basically made Superman. Yes.
It's like a
I don't
plant.
eat.
That explains
I
so much.
don't breathe,
So, Kuro.
but I like caffeine.
Is that where we end this? Kuro
That
slowly
is
descending
the
into the
link.
water.
Yeah. Yeah, that's who we'll end it.